yo, welcome back to Check Game. Here with your boy Alvin Williams.
Here with your boy Fatz, Terrence Smith. What's
And we
up,
here
dog?
What's up, Vlad? And we here to go over our last episode, a recap of episode 8 during this episode 9. Definitely by giving out some shout outs to Philadelphia and also some of the people that came and joined us on the podcast and the people that let us host the podcast at their space. So I wanted to give it over to you, Al, because that was kind of your thing. So I wanted to pass it to you and let you talk about some of the things you want.
No, big shout out, man. The Silverbacks, the Cigar Lounge. Owner, I think it's 4 owners, man. I'm missing one of them, I think, man. And all apologies and all respect, but my man Roman McDonald, that I grew up with, and Aaron McKee, and take you back, Fats, Olin Chamberlain, part of the Chamberlain family, man. We know, Wilt Chamberlain, right? So it all came back full surface pretty much. You know what I mean? Us getting together, they providing the opportunity, providing the platform and the location, man. They doing big things as well. So thank you to them. Shout out to them. And hopefully we can reconnect with them and have some more episodes there.
Yeah, thanks. Shout out to the Chamberlain family. Of course, we from Philly. We know them. And shout out to Rome. I know him through you. But I kind of wanted to mention to you, thanks to all of y'all too, because what you brought to that space, I felt like was brotherly love. And that's what Philly is really about, yo. And I think you set an example to show the city what brotherly love is by us having this platform and showing like y'all guys as brothers grew up and in the room could see that there was nothing but genuine love between y'all. So from my seat and fortunate enough to be a part of that, I really felt like that was what Philly was about. And that was good for me to see it as a Philadelphian, that 5 brothers together representing the city. And it just hit me like that. It's like, damn, that's what brotherly love is. Like, none of them got the same pop. None of them from the same area. Like, they just really got brotherly love. So it took me there as a, you know what I mean? When I thought about it, it just felt good to see that. And I'm glad it rubbed me the right way to give me that positive feeling looking at y'all and like, damn, that's pretty cool for all 5 of y'all to get together and do that. So that was pretty cool for you to put that together and have that on our episode.
Yeah, no, that was intentional too, Fats, because when we talked about, gonna start having guests on our show and just to start highlighting things and just talking to different people about their experiences and again checking game, giving game. It was one of those things where I thought it was essential. I thought it made sense for those guys to be the first guests because they are my brothers and we experienced something special together. And I'm not talking about all city. I'm not talking about the accolades. I'm talking about just having an opportunity to play with each other, to compete against each other, and then formulate a relationship. That's why I feel like sports, they can do that. A lot of people are looking at sports now as an end to a mean or means to an end rather, right? And it's like we never came up like that. You talk about She, Jay, Weeks, Mark Jackson, like we ain't never talk about no NBA. We ain't really talk about college till it was time. We just competed, played, hung out, worked together. Like we did everything that kids was doing. You know what I mean? So it felt good. So when you talk about it all coming together, it came together and it's organic, man, and it's authentic because all of those dudes, as I mentioned during the podcast, I got a relationship with, a personal relationship with. I seen them show up when both my parents was passed away. They all showed up, came from out of town, everything they did what brothers do, man. So and vice versa, I do the same with them and for them. But yeah, it was a pleasure, man. It was sentimental, it was emotional, it was happy, it was a lot of feelings going through just being able to sit there with them and experience that day with them.
Well, I knew we got those 5, and you mentioned that on the podcast on the episode that this 5 was highlighted. Like this was the 5 that was highlighted due to the fact of, right? They was bigs, they had it going on. But you also wanted to mention about the second class. Not sure if we can get them all together, but at least you wanted to give them a shout out because that was a tough class too. I think it was Lawrence Pembroke, Rondell Turner. I'm not sure who that second class 5 was, but you wanted to get
Dev Baker.
Dev
I
Baker.
don't know the teams, but during that year, like I said, Kev Slaughter, we had Ronald Keenan. You had a lot of people all over the city, man. And like, yeah, and you talk about probably She, of course, was She. And that's the thing too, Fats, for real. A lot of people, we all get better as we get older. We start telling lies and we act like we was this when during that time, you wasn't really that. So we
Right,
just
right.
we just talking about high school. We ain't talking about Rasheed Wallace in the league. We ain't talking about Mark Jackson in the league, Jay Lawson, Ty Weeks playing pro. Like we not talking about. We just talking about high school basketball.
Mm.
And when I say high school basketball, the baddest to me, she was. But the baddest dude to me, Rondell Turner, dog.
Rondell is
Ron Rondell Turner was 6'7", handle, shoot, athletic, and nasty.
mm-hmm.
Like nasty, dog. And it was like one of those things where he was just one of those dudes. You didn't see a lot of 6'7" dudes that could post up and then go outside. And he was on our team. And Bump would come off the bench. Like we would come off the bench. So a quick story: we had the Conshohocken tournament and we played. So we played Sunny Hill. We got to give Sunny Hill a big shout out and highlight
Definitely.
because he and you're gonna hear him throughout all our podcasts, especially for Philadelphia, because he was a staple of all of us and our success as far as playing basketball, becoming hoopers. But he put a team together. We have the sophomore, have the juniors and seniors, and we all was on the team together. And Bump was on our team before he transferred to Gratz from U City, and he came off the bench. And he came off the bench. And when I say I don't know how many points he got MVP of the whole tournament. But I think that was that part where like, all right, I'm cool to come off the bench when I go to Gratz. And he came off the bench for Gratz and led the team in scoring.
Mm-hmm.
And Bump was just one of them. He dog out of the city, and anybody around that time that knew that time, they probably would agree with me, dog. Like Bump was the deal, dog. He was the deal. But
Like
you right.
I think Rashid was 7 foot, so you can't say he was not nowhere near better than Rashid. He just was on that talent level that he could compete with Rashid at that stage of his life. He had a little more skill. He could handle. He had a little more jump shot, guard his game to be a tall dude. But shout out to Bump. I definitely had some memories of kicking it with him and having a good time. I'm a Gratz when he was at Gratz, so definitely got a lot of love for Bump. But after that show, um, I just kind of wanted to tell you that was good that you was able to get those guys there, and I was glad that Ty Weeks was able to share some of those personal stories, and Mark Jackson was able to tell us that he got jumped and he couldn't come off the porch, and he from Richard Island, he from a tough neighborhood, and to give them the opportunity to tell a little bit of their story on our platform, I thought that was cool, man, and it seemed like those guys enjoyed it, and I feel like all our viewers, our audience enjoyed it as well, but I thought that was cool that even Rashid touched on a personal story of him being down 18, 17 for master with those twins and like hanging out in the hood and like how serious it was to be outside. And if you was a baller, they kind of let you slide like, oh, yo, he ain't in it, let him go. And it was just cool to hear them talk how deep in the streets they was as high school athletes because they were really, they were really all from some tough neighborhoods. But to allow them to tell some of those stories like Mark Jackson told, that was just pretty cool. And I hope you was enjoying it like I was enjoying it. Same to our viewers.
I was. And the special part about that, and you read some of the comments and some of the people, man, we would have bust their ass. They was this, that, whatever. And highly unlikely. But that I think the difference that those guys, and I'll talk about Jay and Mark, they mentality, dog. Like their mentality was off the charts. Like I literally remember us being in the gym playing, and John Arnett would have Big Mark just jumping rope the time. We'd be there 2 hours, and he just jumping rope, not allowing him to play. Like working out, just jumping rope, doing all the other things, dog. Like working on his fundamentals, but really just concentrating on losing weight. Like losing weight, making sure. I remember when Mark couldn't dunk the ball. He was 6'9", over 300 some pounds. So I saw his mentality. I saw Jay Lawson's mentality when we went to Villanova. Like everybody compared him to Sheed, and Sheed was a freak. And Jay, as good as Jay was, people used to talk crazy about Jay, but I saw his jump from high school to college to
Mm-hmm.
him being one of the top shot blockers in Big East history, dog, behind Alonzo Mourning and Dikembe Mutombo and like him doing things like that. Jay started every game in his college career, freshman to and this is when people played for
Damn.
4 years.
Damn.
He ain't never come off the bench, dog. Never. He started every year, dog. So for him, I saw the mentality, and I think that class along again with the coaches we had in Sunny Hill League, they gave us a certain mentality, dog. Like the mentality was like it was a real deep mentality where people was determined to be great. And they all did that, man. Like I even got some Jones, like I tell you, like high school, dog, like real quick, I had to put it down because you probably don't know. I give you a little trivia. I'm gonna give you some stats.
Go
I'll give you
ahead,
some
man.
stats.
Go ahead.
Jay Lawson, right? Out of Alany.
Mm-hmm.
Boy averaged 25 points, 15 rebounds, and 8 blocks a game.
Damn.
She'd average 15 points, 11 rebounds, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks a game. But let's say Gratz usually play half the game, dog. Like that senior year, he wasn't playing the whole game.
Right.
Weeks averaged 22 points, 20 rebounds, and 6 blocks a game.
Damn.
That's crazy, dog.
Crazy.
And Mark Jackson coming into his own. This wasn't the Mark Jackson we've seen, but this is coming into his own. 18 points and 11 rebounds, and he had 2 blocks a game. So, like that's they stats, right? So it's like, man, they unbelievable. I ain't gonna throw my stats in there, but yeah, that's they stats, man. They were unbelievable dudes, man. Like powerhouses, man.
You mentioned John Harnett, and I definitely want to give him a shout out because he would let me play basically on the strength of you, and until I got a little bit of game, then he would have let me in. But John Harnett, he done a thing with Philly sports again. When I talk about that brotherly love, like all of those guys that got to go to Harnett, and the way that he was structured, like if you was picked to even get in the gym, you remember that far back, like it'd be people outside the gym that if your name ain't on the list, you can't even come in the gym that day.
Yeah.
And I feel like he structured that brotherly love for all of y'all guys. And even if like Allen would come or Eddie Jones would come, Aaron, like all of those pros would come, Rick would come. There was a brotherhood in there, and it was serious, like you mentioned. It was real tough basketball until the end of the basketball was over, and then it was like, hey, let's drink or let's kick it, laugh, and joke outside. But John Harnett installed that brotherly love in basketball in Philly, and much love from me to him because he would allow me to be in there at Pearson, at all over, Gustine. Where would we go? Drexel, UPenn. Remember, he would do 3 in a day, and then the fourth, you would want to go to G at night. But John, all of you guys had mentioned John Arnett, and so I kind of wanted to show him some love because I had a chance to deal with him myself, and that was a cool dude, and he knew his basketball. He knew how to get a guy talent up. He knew how to get the most out of you. So, and all of you guys didn't mind working for John Arnett. Like hard work at John Arnett's was like standard. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody had a problem giving it all for John Arnett's, and that kind of resembled that brotherly love that I mentioned earlier. And so I just wanted to give John Arnett a little bit of due because he was a big part of that culture for Philly basketball.
Yeah. No, he for and everybody couldn't go down there. And people used to hate John. Man, forget John, man. I ain't going down there. People like it was crazy.
It was crazy.
But before that, it was all those, like Pooh Richardson, like bunch of people would go down to those gyms and work out with John and Bruiser Flint, like people like that I heard like would be down there. And like I said, John Haynes and Aaron McKee, those guys, they played with the Medics, the Germantown team, Sunny Hill team, and I played with the Future. So I got a chance to see them working out. And then he invited me one time, but it's times where me and Cat was living and staying together, and me and Cat be together all day. And Cat be like, yo, where you going? I'm going down John's. He'd be like, yo, ask John if and I'll ask John. John be like, no, he can't, because Cat used to be crazy. Cat was all emotional and crazy, throwing the ball. He'd be like, no, you can't bring him down here. Like, you can't bring Cat down here, man. And I used to hurt me because I had to go back and be like, oh, Cat, you can't come. And then finally John was like, yo, if he come down here, if you bring him down here and he comes and he acts a fool, you can't come down here no more.
Dang.
So I just remember telling Cat, like, yo, dog, you can't be acting like that, dog. But it was a real thing. You said AI used to come down there, and what John would always do is we had to do our workouts and stuff first, and then we would play. AI would come down that joint and not do the work. He'd come just to play. And John be like, nah, you're not on the first runs. Like, if you ain't do the workout first, then you're not playing first. So you might be on a bum-ass team or whatever the case may be. Not even a bum-ass team, but just a team that ain't on that level. So you lose, you got to sit for a minute. So he ain't had no picks. He ain't if you were loyal and you came every day, he would give you the benefit of the doubt. But that was good runs. Friday nights, dog, 12 o'clock. Keep that thing open for us. That was it, man. So that helped Philly basketball a lot, man. That helped. But you know what's crazy? Uh, 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 Weeks and she didn't come down there.
No,
They wasn't. They was tennis young.
Tennis. That was she.
Yeah.
She'd go with tennis and
Yeah, Huntington Park. Yeah, Huntington Park. Yeah, they wasn't welcome down with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But real quick though, you was talking about Lawrence Pembroke, and nobody, if you haven't heard of Lawrence Pembroke, I'd say Lawrence Pembroke was probably the most athletic motherfucker you gonna see, dog. L Train, I can't say L Train. They used to call him a little bit like that, but that's light on Simmons. But Pembroke, dog, when I say he used to wear the black classic Reeboks. I saw him like in the all pub game doing these dunks. Oh, dog. Like he was a phenom, dog. And I remember we was playing in Conshohocken one time, right? So I think this was all in one summer. And if somebody noticed, I don't know, but they get the gist. So L used to try to get these dunks. Everybody wanted, we young, he wanted to dunk. So he would play D, let you go by, reach from behind, and try to get the dunk, get a fast break dunk. So this one game, dog, he couldn't get it. He ain't getting it, but he getting blown by on defense. So Sonny Hill come at halftime. What are you doing, son? You look like a goddamn freak show out there. I don't want to see you dunk the ball again until I give you permission to dunk. Dog, we get out there, second half, L reach, and he get it. But he can't dunk, dog. So he go up and he jump and lay it in. Take me out. I can't play like this. Take me out. Take me out. So fast forward, that's in the springtime. Fast forward, we in the summertime. And it could be the same year. I might be lumping it overlapping it. Mm-hmm. We playing in a Future Stars tournament at the end of the summer. Man, he gets a dunk, dog. Sonny Hill cursed him out again for whatever reason. But they had a close relationship. Hey, dog, L dunked this thing and start yanking on the rim, and he falls off and break his arm, dog.
Oh,
next thing you see him, he in a cast. But when I say those teams, dog, and those moments and those memories, dog, L Pembroke was a beast too. Overbrook, dog, man, oh my God. I think he was in the Final Four when they went there. He was a beast, dog. Ronald Keenan. They was nice, dog. Go back to them, get them their flowers as well, dog. But you're right, man. Philly has some great hoopers, man.
No, so me being at Grass, Grass is on top at this time. Grass is bigger than life, and they're in the semifinals against Lawrence Pembroke, and I think it's at McGonigal Hall. It might not have been a semifinal.
No, it's at
Civic Center.
Civic Center, yeah.
Civic Center, and I just remember the crowd of
actually, don't get me lying. Don't get me lying. I'm sorry to cut you off.
I just remember the crowd of people that was trying to get into a high school game, and it just was insane to me that it was just this crowded to get into this type of high school game. And then not to mention the actual championship game where Rashid faced Ty Weeks. That game was just, I feel like the whole city came to see those games down at the Civic Center. And high school basketball was just completely at its top back in those days, having those top tier players, you know what I mean? Yeah. And Steve Lapis having a chance to coach and grab those groups, get you, you said that he pulled one off on you, man. He got one over on you by getting you to commit first.
Yeah,
he pulled one off on you.
I was the guinea pig.
And Pop had to remind you of it too. Pop ain't let that slide either.
Hey, dog.
But
hey, dog. Hey, Fatz. I took that visit, right? Hung out with my brother, John Haynes. I was gone. And I knew they was following me. But that was the first decision I made, real decision I made without my parents' approval or just, support or anything. So when I came home and told them, they ain't really tripped. Okay. Da, 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 da. And then I remember my freshman year, I got in trouble. We got arrested for fighting and got in trouble. And I remember my pop going and having a meeting with coach. And I remember my pop was telling him, he's like, I never wanted him to come here anyway. And I was like, oh, shit, Dad. But he held on to that thing from the beginning. He's like, yo, I never wanted him to come here anyway. And my pop was more like concerned about the Radnor area, that Villanova area from a racial standpoint and all of those type of things. So he had concerns. I think my pop really wanted me to go to Temple. But it was a great experience. Coach Lapp, shout out to Coach Lapp, man. He made me a better basketball player. But I just remember that time. Yeah, they duped me. They duped me, Fatz. They duped me. They all got me. They got me good.
So out of those 5, right? Like you say, you gave me a little bit of their stats, and then you gave me the second 5. Like Mark Jackson said, that first 5 might have been ranked number 1 in the country, and the second 5 on Gratz team could have been ranked number 2 in the country. I mean, on Gratz could have been ranked number 2 in the country. Same thing with that second team, All City. I mean, it had a Gratz guy on there, but that first team was nice, and that second team, All City, just was real, real nice. And Philly had it going on at that time, man. I mean, I was in ninth grade.
Who was on that second team, dog?
I know Pembroke. I know.
Hold on, I'm gonna get it for you.
Rondell
All
Turner,
City.
All City second team. I know Rondell because he was leading the number 1 team scoring. He was a baller. Yeah, I'm not sure if Jamal Redman was Redman on there.
Jamal
might have made third. He might have made third team. Reds was on second team. Who on? I bet you Reds on that second team.
Reds is on it.
Reds is second team.
Reds is on it. And Steve Goodrich. He went to Penn Charter.
Oh yeah. Well, he could play a little bit too.
He could play. He could play. I played against him. He went to Penn Charter. And Mike Roberts. Mike Roberts went to Archbishop Carroll. And then the third team was Devin Baker, Antoine Brockington, Anwar Amin, Joe Harvey, and Mark Mulroy.
I don't know those 2 guys.
Yeah, I knew Joe Harvey because he North Caf. I played against him too. But it was some good players, dog, and that was just the All City team. But I'll tell you what's crazy too. If this was today's time where kids like reclassify and all that, I'm gonna tell you 2 people that went to prep school and came back in class in '93 and played with us that summer. Catino Mobley and Sean Colson. So when we used to play like in the college league and the Sunny Hill League as seniors, they played. Like they would play. And they was part of that class as well. But they went to prep school, MCI. But when they came back, man, their game took a whole nother leap, dog. Because all they did was focus on sports. So on ball. So they was also like they was adopted to that class. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, so they act.
Didn't Tino leave college before you? How'd that work out?
So Cat graduated in '92. He made All City with Jay, Sheed, I think Meatball, I think Ty.
And '92.
Yeah, '92. And Cat was All City, first team All City. And then he went to prep school for a year. Him and Sean Colson went to prep school. They went to the same prep school, MCI, Maine Central Institute. And then they came back. And then they went to college. We all went to college at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But them runs, dog, they was tough, dog. They was some good runs. So
I mean, the Harnett's runs, I can clearly remember just Tino taking advantage of certain guys down there. I remember watching Allen taking advantage of certain guys down there. And Aaron would have some good days of shooting down there. It was just good to be a part of that, man. It was real nice to watch some games and be down there. Even for the workouts, like, because you remember, y'all would go to McGonigal, Eddie, Aaron, you, Kat, Rick, so-and-so, and play at McGonigal. And that was just like one-on-ones or two-on-twos if you want to give our viewers a little insight of how that used to work out.
Hey, I'll tell you a funny-ass story. So we was down Penn this one time, right?
Okay.
The Palestra. Mm-hmm. So we doing our we would play 1-on-1 full court, 2-on-2, 3-on-3, all jump shots, whatever the case may be. So this time we playing 3-on-3, and Rick Brunson's playing against Pepe Sanchez. Sanchez down there. Remember Pepe Sanchez from
Temple? Yeah.
Yeah. Pepe was nice. Yeah. Pepe was nice. So when I say Rick Brunson let a fire under his ass, all jump shots. You couldn't shoot in the paint, all jump shots. They both left-handed. And when I say the games would go to 9, Rick scored all 9 points on Pepe. Jump shot, dog. You couldn't switch. You couldn't do nothing. You had to fight over screens. and Rick scored all 9 points on Pepe.
Mm-hmm.
Killed him. So Rick, Rick is an asshole. Rick
Yeah.
walking around talking like, yeah, I'm still Temple. Da-da-da-da-da. So I'm like, damn. So it was amazing to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody make 9 straight jump shots. So then after the workouts, we would go down Temple. So Eddie Jones, for people that didn't know, Eddie Jones, Aaron McKee, Rick Brunson, myself, and Cat.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that? That's 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5. It was one other person. I forgot who the other person came down. So we went down there. I think we got a cheesesteak off the trucks, one of them trucks down there, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went
Mm-hmm.
to the Pair Center's playing. Hey, dog, when I say the exact same thing that Rick did to Pepe about 2 hours ago, Cat did the same shit. Hey, dog. Yo, Eddie and Aaron, they assholes. They gaslighting it. They give him the ball, and Cat. This time it wasn't all jump shots. It was just everything. Jay post up, and he scored 9 straight on Rick. Rick grabbed his bag. I'm out, man. Y'all on some bullshit. Y'all keep making fun. Let's play ball. We gonna play ball. He ready to rumble everybody in there, dog. But it was like that one day, dog. I was just like, yo, man, Rick did the same thing, make you cry, make you laugh, make you cry. But that's how that was, dog. We would leave John Arnett's, go down Temple sometimes. We go up Germantown Friends, or we go to GA at night. Like, but that's what it was. Those was epic runs. And the thing about it, we used to police ourselves, dog. Like, we policed ourselves. And again, man, we wasn't talking about no NBA. We wasn't talking about, me, Cat, we used to spend nights together, dog. We wasn't talking about no NBA. We was just talking about going down to John Arnett's, playing against, he's like, yo, man, we playing against Eddie and Aaron. Eddie and Aaron was the biggest stars to us, dog. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes they was like, yo, come down to Temple. We go down there and hang with them, or see them on South Street. And they would embrace us like the young boys, but I didn't even realize we close in age. We wasn't really their young boys, but they was just so big in the city. Mm-hmm. It was huge, man. It was huge. And we used to look up to those dudes, man. It was a lot of respect coming from those guys, man. Like Doug Overtons and Randy Woods and all these guys. Like I said, we talked about it before. Lawrence, L Train, all these guys, dog. So it was a great time, man, in the city. I'm just glad those dudes really came back for us, man. That shows a lot about us too. They got so much respect and love for you as well, man. So shout out to them, man, and thank them for coming back. But we're going to have more episodes where we're going to highlight Philadelphia basketball from the old to the new, man.
100%. I definitely want to shout them out, man. Shout out to Mark, North Philly. He always showed me mad love. Our North Philly connection. Jay Lawson is your man, so he spent a lot of time with us. Rashid, he's a Gratz guy. I always had him around. And Ty Weeks, I didn't really know him too well, other than he from North Side, and I would see him in the streets, like, what's up, through basketball, but I didn't really have too much personal time. But definitely wanted to send a personal thank you to all those fellas. And that moment definitely felt like brotherly love. And that was good to see. It was good to talk about it. It was good to have everybody together on a smile, on the same page. And that was due to your connections, Al. So that was a good job pulling all those guys together to give us a little opportunity to talk about Philadelphia basketball. And like you said, we got some guests coming on to dig a little deeper into Philly education about basketball, like where it's going, where it started, how we've been viewed, how many pros Philly got. We're going to dive into some of the things about Philly pro basketball, as well as college and high school too. But it's some things to come. But like I said, thanks for that episode, Al. That was nice, man, that you put that together.
And thanks for treating us afterwards, the after party, the quiet after party.
No, that was cool. We went out to have a drink and everything after the show, so that was cool. Hey, I know we wanted to make this episode a little short and sweet because we got some type of surprise next week for our viewers. But before we get out of here, I wanted to send some Philly shout-outs to like T. Shields, Horace Owens, T. Parham, just a lot of the Philly old heads that was kind of grooming the young boys to the court instead of in any other direction. T. Shields came and got me off Diamond Street and kind of forced me in his car and told me I could play a little bit and took me out of the projects down to McGonigal Hall and forced me to play ball. So I just wanted to shout out him as an OG and some of those Philly greats that spent time investing into the youth to force them to go to the court. And that meant a lot, And again, I tell you, it's not all about being a pro. It's just getting into that environment and meeting who your brothers become and just getting in that circle and that joy of basketball. So I wanted to send a shout out to some of those old heads, and then I'll turn it over to you, Al.
No, for sure, man. I'm right there with you. Claude Gross. I had coaches from Uptown as well, Waterview, and Cal Lewis, who really took me in. I had coaches from football, baseball. I think somebody sent a note saying that their father coached me in baseball for West Oak Lane, Coach Peterson, and he damn straight coached me. I was garbage, but he stuck in there with me. But you know, Cal Lewis and John Arnett, Rodney Handy, and Kev Rockman from Total
Kev
Response, John
Rockman, for
Chaney,
sure.
Sonny Hill. Like we had so many, we had true leaders. We had real men that was true leaders that did not want nothing from us. They didn't want no money. They didn't want a ticket. They didn't want a sneaker. They wanted maybe just a thank you, dog. And that's when it was real pure. And that's why it will never be no guys like that. Coach San Martino used to be down Sunny Hill. Like all those coaches down Sunny Hill, they used to help us out, man. Coach Flint, Bruiser Flint dad, like, I mean, all these guys. So it's a lot of shout outs. Dennis Caldwell.
Yeah, that's an old head too, man. Him and Pappy was my guy, so I can't forget him. He definitely my old head.
I'm sure we're gonna forget some, but we really appreciate all those guys, man.
I give it to you, Al, before we get out of here.
That's it, man. And one thing, I always like to give a shout out to a teammate of mine, man, the NBA. To this week, I want to give out to D Brown. D Brown was one of my true old heads. That it's ironic that we ended up on the same team because I got a chance to see him in 1990 when I was a sophomore in high school, win a slam dunk contest in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I always tell him that. But he was somebody when I was struggling, really sitting on the bench. He would take me, young fella, let's go get your mind right. Let's go get your mind right. We would go out to lunch, go out to dinner. My friends would come in town. He would embrace them, and we really hung out. So D Brown is somebody, man, a phenomenal player. And, man, he got to play with Larry Bird, Reggie Lewis, played for the Celtics, and then came to Toronto, man. So shout out to D Brown, a true professional. One of the first people I saw wearing European Gucci suits. When the suits was big and 5 buttons, he had the 2-button tapered at the ankle with the loaf. Like he was a player for real. But that's my man. So I'm gonna have to catch up with D, and I miss him, man. But he was a true guy and a vet for me for the Toronto Raptors and my career. Shout out to D.
Yeah, so at Check Game, we wanted to thank all of y'all for checking that last episode out. All the subscribers, all the clicks, all the followers, all the comments, all the mentions, everything y'all did to support the channel. We definitely want to say thank you. That was mad love. And we're going to continue to try to give y'all hot topics and things of interest off of our platform to keep you guys going on this channel. But sincerely, a thank you from me to you guys. It meant a lot that y'all supported us this much. And we're going to just keep going forward. Thanks for checking out Check Game, and we'll be back at you guys next week with something different and brand new. Have a good night. We'll holler at y'all. Peace.